We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of. We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of. Yeah, this is Everton Blender, and it's all about the young police from Jamaica. Seeing Young Police Channel. Big up yourself, Everton Blender said that. We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of. Blessed love, Rastafari.
Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police Channel. To our loyal viewers, subscribers and Patreon members. At the channel, we are a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behavior. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because they save lives. This is a logical conclusion because preemptive strikes save lives and prevent the further loss of lives. We are all about saving lives at this channel. We at the channel aid criminals with a passion and do not want them over here. We do not want your views, your subscriptions, your likes or your comments. Please go elsewhere where the red carpet is waiting for you. Over here, we want you to go to prison or the departure lounge at Madden. Moving on to today's video. Yes, those of us who remember, you know that it's almost 1 year, yes, since Philip Palwell's baby and her mother was murdered in Jamaica. First they disappeared, then 2 weeks later their bodies was burnt. And the woman, the person that's responsible for the killings is baby mother. And she was with him, plan and do everything in regards to committing a crime. Uses his vehicle and everything. The only person that has not been questioned by the police is this man. Yes, Philip Palwell. And since the death of the girl and the baby, there were several photographs photos of Philip Palwell with young boys in bed, stop circulating. So we'd like to know why. So it seemed like the baby mother, that's why Miss Patterson, that's why she was killed, because she's the one that have access to all of his compromising photograph. So by silencing her, he's able to move on with his life, but he was able to manipulate the other one, Lehoda Bradshaw, to commit to get away with murders. Yes, 2 murders. Never see anything like this in Jamaica, only in the criminal's paradise. I don't know how this man sleep at night, knowing that he's responsible for the death of his own baby and her mother. Yes, somebody don't have to physically pull the trigger for a gun, You understand? To be responsible. But their words, thoughts and deeds that they put in it. And so we're going to, so today let's revisit the case surrounding Philip Palwell. The situation is strange and unsettling, and we just can't brush it aside. No, we can't. What's particularly interesting and profoundly concerned about the Philip Palwell case is the eerie disappearance of incriminating photos of him and minors that were widely circulating on social media. These photos showing him in compromising position seem to flood platforms, raising serious questions about his behavior. Then after the brutal murders of his daughter and her mother, everything vanished without a trace. Why? Even more suspicious is the complete silence surrounding the extortion plot against Palwell. He claimed that people in England, London, England, with ties to a Nigerian gang, hacked his bank account and tried to extort him. So remember they said that over 50,000 US would move, and it was linked right back to the Burks. The Burks, they are criminal, they know if they manage, media, so they just ignore and they don't respond. So yet, despite the severe nature of these allegations, there's been no update, investigation details or accountability. How could such a major scandal involving a public figure disappear into thin air? That's what I like to ask. The sudden wiping of these photos and the lack of transparency in the extortion investigation raises more questions than answers. Yes, Could there be a connection between the murders and the disappearance of these potentially damning photos and information? These unresolved issues demands attention, and we must keep pushing for answers to expose the truth behind this troubling matter. Yeah, Philip Powell, behavior. Yeah, it's kind of shady. And everything just disappear, and you don't hear anything again about the case itself. So these unresolved, it deserves some attention. But Jamaica is criminal's paradise, and the people them get the government when them deserve. So how can a man of Philip Powell statue standing in society be so cold, wicked and vile? It's shocking that after the brutal murder of his baby mother and daughter, allegedly at the hands of one of his baby mothers, U.S. Navy member Leota Bradshaw, Powell didn't even attend their funeral. His absence speaks volumes. That shows a guilty conscience on his part. I'm a wicked brother. Oh, and God, him sleep at night. How can someone not even show the basic human decency of mourning the loss of their child and the mother of their child? It is as if their life meant nothing to him, revealing a hollow man devoid of empathy or genuine feeling. That way I tell us that them people are human beings, man. This is different than the type of individual who should hold public office. Powell's actions, or instead his inactions, prove that he's an empty vessel, lacking the integrity and compassion required of a leader. Not attending the funeral makes it clear that he is detached, possibly hiding behind the political machinery that keeps him in power. But let's not forget, the supporters of the PNP criminal organization pretend to be a political party that many have come to associate with corruption and criminal activity. As we tell you already, the PNP, all them do is breed criminals like chinks. Yes, that's what the PNP criminal organization is good for. So even though the ins and outs of the PNP says a criminal entity, you understand? So to them, the death of the innocent child and her mother means nothing. Nothing to the supporters and voters. They don't care about that. I say, no business on me. You know, nothing to do with me. And all the corrosion them say, me no business. So they all corrosion and corrobonkers them sound, And then they all, them dirty man, I say, yo, you don't know, man have to eat a food, because you don't know, them man, they are the G, them man, they are the real big man, You understand? So to them, that death of an innocent, mean nothing to them. They are more concerned with the party's loyalty than basic morality or justice. These people are vile and wicked. Them don't have no decency about them, nothing. So they'll continue to support Parwell and his ilk, regardless of the blood on his hands. That's the sad reality. So if we want a better future for Jamaica, we must hold people like Philip Powell accountable. That will never happen, because in Jamaica, once people like you committing a crime, then push that aside, then we say, boy, the person is dead on the top of Norris and a judge and a big shot. So there's a certain life them regard and have respect for. Average Joe, no, in film life now no value. So them put the value on people's life. Whose life matters and whose don't. The same thing as like with Clive Lizard Williams. And the man named Jalan Silvera who killed his wife, Melissa. So it's a Justice Melissa Silvera. But the PNP criminal organization, so the man who killed Melissa Silvera, he's still a member of the party and him still collect a monthly check, because the other British, and the man a British citizen too. The other British citizen, Baby Trump, make sure so him keep the man on the payroll. And the man in jail, and him not eat prisoner food. Every day somebody carry food will give him. So I want to see how this work out. You understand? When him go to prison, if him party coming up over them can just let him out, because that have happened before. Yeah, where people get sentenced to prison and them not do a day in a prison. Even people who work at prison tell you that. They don't do a day. They must, you understand, no papers that come for them, they just let them go from them get sentenced. The police them, and them not touch prison, and that's the end of it. And nobody asks no question, the media house them, because them are part of the cabal. You have to understand that. So we must demand leaders who value life, family and justice over personal gain and power. Come the next election, it's time for Jamaicans to send a message. No more disregarding corruption and cruelty. That is, wishful thinking on our parts, because we are decent and honest and ethical people over here at the Jamaica Young Police Channel. But in a Jamaica society, that will never happen. When you talk about rebuilding the people's thoughts in a generation, maybe by then Jamaica sink or something. No existent. Younger here in Osagwai. There used to be a place, a little rock in the Caribbean Sea named Jamaica. Because God go sink it. Because I want the wickedest place on earth. Yeah, man. So it's almost 1 year has passed since the murder of his baby mother and daughter, Sarah Palwell and Miss Patterson. But the more we dig, the more the pieces don't seem to add up. Why is it that soon after these deaths, compromising photo of Palwell allegedly show him in bed with young boys wearing nothing but his white briefs have disappeared from social media? What happened to these photos? And why the investigation around this vanished without a trace? Even more curious is that Philip Palwell has been entangled in other shady dealings. Remember the hacking of his bank account by individual linked to Nigeria and Britain? It was widely reported that he was being extorted for money, but all the details were incredibly vague. Palwell claimed his bank account was hacked, yet no in-depth investigation followed. How could such a high-profile incident involving extortion and hacking fade into the background so quickly? And we just need some, the public needs some answer, but Jamaica 9-day wonder, almost a year now, So now let's consider the timing. Shortly before his baby mother and daughter were brutally murdered, there were an alleged exchange between Palwell and another individual where threats were made. Could this be linked to the deaths? Why has no one pushed harder to explore this angle? If any other citizen were in Palwell's shoes, the police would have been at their door, investigating every possible connection. Why isn't Palwell treated as a suspect when all roads lead to him? Why the police afraid to do that? It gets worse. There is an undeniable stench of corruption here. The police are hesitant, even reluctant to treat Palwell as a person of interest in this case. When DPP Palwell Llewellyn raised concerns about the police inactions, it sparked a firestorm. Was this why the government moved to challenge? This is why the PNP criminal organization moved to challenge the extension of her tenure? It's hard not to think this is all connected. So we know that, and Philip Palwell was one of the men, where lead the charge against Palwell Llewellyn. So think about it. Palwell has had his fair share of controversy over the years, yet the authorities handle him with kid gloves. We are talking about a man involved in extortion, compromising photographs, and now the ultimate death of two innocent individuals. What more evidence do the authorities need to bring him in for questioning? Where do I wait 1 year? And I can't touch him because the police are afraid of the PNP criminal organization and them big mouth and them propaganda. But the days where them just can't roll over the press because them have all of the talking points is over, because you have social media now where people can hit out against them. So let's not ignore the bizarre aspect of this case. After the extortion threats, there was an exchange between Palwell and another person, followed by the gruesome death of his loved ones just days later. Then, the reward Palwell posted for information, 500,000, matches the amount reportedly offered as payment for the murders. Coincidence? It is too convenient to ignore. Now tell me, say, a coincidence. the woman who must sleep with a 500,000 pay for kill the two people them, and then him have a 500,000 of reward. Cause him expect say all we are dummy and we can't think. The brutality of the murders is another red flag. These weren't typical contract killings, they were personal, brutal and extreme. A mother and her child were slaughtered in a way that suggests deep-seated hatred or revenge. This wasn't a random act of violence. It was calculated, vicious and horrifying. How is that Parwell's involvement isn't being scrutinized more closely? Why are the police afraid to take him into question for questioning? Miss Parwell will not stated publicly that the police need to question him, and then after that the PNP criminal organization took the government to court about our tenure. And then the woman who has been acting as DPP, she not saying nothing about the case. We don't hear anything else about the case. Once Miss Llewellyn came out and she said, boy, the police need to question Philip Parwell about the murder because there's so much, angles to this thing. And then after that, the PNP took the government to court. And as usual, the judges, them, the brown paperback judges, them, because most of them are PNP criminal organization supporters. So up to now, they haven't ruled about the tenure of the woman. You understand? So we have an acting DPP named Thompson. And guess what? She's not effective as Paula Llewellyn. Because so Paula Llewellyn a star. Because she know the thing. And Vybz Kartel walk, from his conviction, a murder, were committed on social media. So the brutality of murders is another red flag. These weren't typical contract killings, they were personal, brutal and extreme. The mother and child was slaughtered in a way that suggests deep-seated hatred or revenge. So that's how the woman, what's her name, Lehoda Bradshaw, the Philip Parwell baby man, she killed them herself. And then after that now, the hitman where she hired to do the killing, we take them up to Warwick Hill in a Philip Parwell constituency. Then she hired a next man over to kill the man because she don't want to pay him. So I saw now the first hitman now become a witness against she and the others in her case, and that's how everything unravel. So there's no honest criminals. So I trust she, I'm gonna commit the crime, and then now she, set him up now for kill him, because she's from out there in Rockford area. So this wasn't a random act of violence. It was calculated, vicious and horrifying. So Jamaica deserves answers. Philip Parwell, a man with significant influence, should not be above the law. His actions, his connections, and the suspicious circumstances surrounding these deaths should be thoroughly investigated. If the authorities continue to look the other way, it only reinforces the perception that there is one set of rules for the powerful and another for the rest of us. Justice must be served, starting with demanding accountability from those in power. The people of Jamaica have a right to know the truth. We will not be silent and will not stop until we get the answers we deserve. This version aims to heighten the sense of urgency, provide more explicit links between the events and emphasize the need for justice and accountability. So let me know if you want to tweak any parts further, because we're just a beginning with this thing. Yeah, because this is September, 1 year now since the murder of Sarah Parwell and her mother, Miss Paddison. You understand? So it's just sad. And I will say our deepest condolences to the family. And have yourself a beautiful day. Jamaica Young Police Channel out.